In this video, I'm going to somewhat rapid fire off 25 beginner's tips and things that you should know before playing Steelrising. I did drop a full game review earlier today on the channel, so if you'd like to listen to that, I will leave a link below. And also, if you do end up purchasing this game on PC, please consider using my GOG affiliate link below, which not only helps support the channel, but you also get 5% off until the 17th of September. Let's jump right in. Number 1. As you kill enemies, you'll be picking up Anima Essence, which is essentially the currency that you'll need to level up your character. Once you've picked up enough Anima Essence to buy a point into an attribute of your choice, and you'll do that at a Vestal, your Anima Essence on the bottom right of your screen will actually change from a blue flame to a larger yellowish green flame. This actually took me over 5 hours of gameplay to notice. I would always just run to a Vestal to see if I've picked up enough to level up. Number 2. If you see a bag hanging from a tree, jump up and do an aerial attack to knock it down. These bags contain all sorts of valuable items such as powerful grenades. Some of the bags may be a bit too high, but later in the game you will learn some more movement techniques, making them all be within your reach. Number 3. Always have at least a few grenades on you, as they will absolutely save your ass in any sticky situation. And actually, if you want to take all the challenge out of the game, buy as many grenades as you can possibly afford, and do nothing but chuck them at a boss. Honestly, this needs a major nerf, and perhaps it will get one, but hey, if that looks fun to you, knock yourself out. Number 4. When you die, you'll drop all of your Anima Essence on the ground, but if you die before retrieving it, you'll end up losing it all officially. It'll be gone forever. Don't be afraid to just sprint past all of the enemies to go pick your Anima Essence back up. On the same subject, when you die, all the regular enemies in the game will respawn and you'll get sent back to the last Vestal that you rested at. If you don't feel like fighting your way through all of the enemies that you already killed, simply sprint past them. Number 5. When you spawn into a district, look for and take note of locked gates. And as you explore, be sure to check every passage that the game offers, as some of these passages may lead you to other sides of those locked gates to where you can actually unlock them. These are shortcuts that will help you traverse the map much quicker, and they really do come in handy. Souls players should already have plenty of experience in this department. Number 6. Whenever you find an item called a catalyst or an item called a sublimator, go to a Vestal and upgrade your potions, which are Burettes in Steelrising. Using these items will allow you to increase the number of doses that will replenish whenever you rest, and also the amount of health that a single use will restore. This is your most important and only upgradable health potion. Number 7. If you're lost, which is likely going to happen quite a lot as some of the maps are kind of like mazes, don't forget that you'll have a compass. Sometimes you might just be missing a ledge that you have to jump to, and the compass will many times reveal this to you. Leave it on your quick slot bar and don't forget that you have it. Number 8. When you hear voices coming from within a building, go up to the door or window and interact with it. Sometimes these people may give you items or even give you tips about an upcoming boss. On the same subject, be sure to exhaust your dialogue with these characters, as the game will not automatically give you the full conversation. Number 9. When leveling up your Aegis and choosing an attribute to put a point into, you can actually change what weapon you have currently selected. This is very important, as it will show you what benefits a particular attribute level up will provide you with that particular weapon. For example, if you're using a particular light weapon that only scales off of agility, putting points into power is not going to benefit your use of that weapon at all. So it's important to understand the weapons that you have and what attributes they scale off of. And that brings us to number 10, which is me recommending that you put some points into endurance first and foremost, and maybe a couple points into durability. And don't even touch power, agility, or elemental alchemy until you have an idea as to what type of weapon that you're good with using as your primary weapon. I never found a way to respec in this game, so you don't want to dump all of your points into agility as you turn in your essence, and then end up finding a cool weapon that you want to use that scales poorly off of agility. Number 11. Since I just mentioned durability, this is your health. I only put 4 points into durability in my entire playthrough, and it actually felt like enough hit points. Everyone plays differently though, just know that you don't have to dump everything into your HP to be able to survive in this particular game. Endurance, on the other hand, is your stamina, and most people will not regret putting a ton of points into it. Number 12. Take your time and explore all passages, break all the boxes, and try to kill all of the enemies that you come across at least once. Just like in From Software games, dead-end passages oftentimes contain valuable items, whether this be armor, spirit essence, keys, a new weapon, or various other items. If you pass up the opportunity to explore everything, you will be missing a lot. Number 13. Get stealth kills as much as you possibly can. You'll learn how to do these in the tutorial, but don't forget about it as it does massive damage, sometimes killing enemies outright. Number 14. Don't hesitate to unlock your module slots at a Vestal when you find the necessary amount of keys. The passive benefits that these modules can provide actually can be really good, sometimes even better than leveling up an attribute point. Putting on a simple level 1 health module boosted Aegis's health by 40 hit points, and when you get into the level 3 modules, it of course gets even better. The modules that you use can greatly benefit your particular playstyle and weapon choice, so keep an eye out for them, read the ones that you pick up, and unlock those module slots at your Vestal. Number 15. When looking at the map, you can actually click on each district, and the game will give you further details about what quests are located in that particular district. It took me several hours to realize that I could do this. This helps a lot in a game that uses real French names, and that goes for characters and places, as it can be hard for non-French speakers to remember who they're supposed to meet and where they're supposed to go. Number 16. When you see one of these green symbols on a house or on a wall, take note of where you found them. Eventually in the game, you'll learn an ability that allows you to smash through these walls, and many times there are valuable items behind them, or they might even open you up to a new area of the map. Also take note of these grapple hook points, as you will end up getting a grapple hook ability, but it's not until like halfway through the game or something like that. Number 17. Don't use your oil Burettes to heal out of combat if you have any of the ordinary oil vials on your character. Ordinary oil vials are heals over time. They're not nearly as good as your oil Burettes in the heat of battle, so don't waste them. Number 18. Know your afflictions and how to mitigate them. This is taught to you in the tutorial, but I'm going to tell you right now. If your character's on fire, spam the dodge button. If your character is frozen, spam the dodge button to break out of the freeze. And if you are electrified, you have to take an insulation elixir to get rid of that affliction quickly. Number 19. Combos are really easy to do and they don't actually require good timing. All you have to do is spam heavy or light attack and Aegis will continue with that particular attack, making it a combo. What you do have to look out for though is Aegis's endurance bar, and if you combo too much too quickly, it will drain it very fast. Number 20. When you find a Vestal, sit down at it. I know it respawns enemies on the map, but it also establishes a checkpoint so that when you die, you'll spawn in at that particular Vestal. If you just activate it but don't actually sit down, you'll be spawning in at the previous Vestal that you actually sat down at. Number 21, and this one is a little bit more nuanced as it specifically involves frost attacks which can free enemies. If you end up building up an enemy's frost bar and they're frozen in place, don't immediately go for a powerful charged heavy attack which knocks them backwards. You have time to do a couple quick attacks and then you can do the charged up power attack, knocking them back. This will allow you to get a little bit more damage in, and immediately after an enemy is knocked back, you'll probably have time to charge up another power attack and then hit them before they can recover. Number 22. Don't forget that you have aerial attacks. If you jump up and use your light attack, you can actually attack twice while hovering in the air for a short amount of time, and this works really good against certain types of enemies that may not have those higher attacks. Number 23. Eat your damn spirit essence when you get to a Vestal. As you play, you'll find items called Spirit Essence, and using these will give you Anima Essence. There's no sense in saving them up too much in this game unless you really don't need them at that particular time, as you're going to find plenty of them throughout the game. Number 24. Your starting class choice is not an end-all be-all choice. All it does is give you your starting weapon and a few points into particular attributes. It's kind of like Elden Ring's classes. If you choose the Dancer class, which is an agility starting class, but end up wanting to do a power build, it's okay. You have plenty of time to build up your character the way that you actually want to. And the final tip, number 25, and this is another common knowledge Souls tip, but it's important, is learn your enemy's animations. When you encounter a new enemy, it's not a bad idea to just keep dodging backwards while studying what they actually do. The enemies in this game don't have a ton of different types of weapon attacks, so if you just watch them for a minute or two, you'll have the knowledge that you need to defeat them. Execution is a battle of its own, of course, but just make sure that when you do die, you die knowing that you've gained more knowledge than you had before. Thank you so much for watching, and like I mentioned earlier, if you'd like to watch a full game review, which is spoiler-free for the most part, I'll leave a link to that below in the video description and pinned comment, and if you do decide to purchase this game, my GOG affiliate link is also down below. Hope these tips help you guys out, and enjoy your playthrough.